Hey y'all. Well, it's Sunday afternoon. I think it's around 1:30ish, and I'm sitting out here on my, well, can you see it? Little pink little type chair. Out here where my garden is. And right behind me are all my beautiful little zinnias that I'm still thanking the Lord for. They are so pretty. But more so, I am thanking the Lord. I am feeling much better. And I give him the praise. Because as the psalm says, Psalm 103, verse 3, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Can't thank him enough for what he does for me. I'll leave it with me. I thank him so much. He's heard my prayers, and, I told him, dear Lord, I don't like being sick. Nobody likes being sick. I said, but I know it's your timing, not mine. And if this makes me a better person, a better follower, a better child, it's okay. It's okay. And we had a wonderful church service this morning. And let me tell you something what happened at church today. Okay, I did believe that I was well enough without affecting anyone else so far as going to church. Yes, I am still hacking the crap up. Yes, I am still blowing my nose. But I don't think I really don't believe I'm contagious or anything like that. So I told Ron before we got there, I said, listen, we're going to sit on the back pew. I said, because if I feel the urge to need to blow my nose more than once, and I don't want to disrupt the service or anything, or be a distraction to anyone, we're going to sit on the back pew. So we didn't sit where we normally sit. Well, so I said that for this reason. Probably now I would have to probably ask, but I know I'm safe to say, I know this has been going on 3 months. And I almost think it's been going on for 6 months. One of the members at church has this friend. And this said friend went through some really bad health problems. He's an older man. If I had to guess, I would say late 60s, early 70s. And I'm just trying to hit the tip of the iceberg on all of it. Well, our friend at church is dear friends with this person that I'm talking about. And the man had been in church, probably grew up in church most of his life. But here's the sad note. Come to find out, our friend Benny was talking to a preacher and everything. He says, man, he said, this guy has been my friend since childhood, basically. He says, but I'm concerned about his salvation. And I would appreciate it if you would go and visit him while he's sick and he's home and yada yada. I'll go with you and we can talk to him. We can do what we can to witness to him. Because, you don't want anybody ending up in hell. So it was almost an every Wednesday night, and this man has been on our prayer request for several months. So, long story short, and our pastor and this said good friend of this man I'm talking of They had been to his house several times and trying to encourage him to accept the Lord as a Savior. And one of the last times they were there, the man told him, he said, you know, I hear what you're saying and I understand what you're saying. He says, but I just don't know yet. And so everybody's been praying for this person. Well, today we were sitting on the back, like I said, and I noticed a couple that I've never noticed before. And, you know, for the most part, usually if someone is new at church, everybody will go up, welcome them there and whatnot. But because of, you know, I didn't want to go up and tell somebody, hey, I'm glad you're here, and then start coughing and sneezing or needing to blow my nose or anything. So I just kept my distance. Still wondering who these people are. Come to find out, it was the person, the man that we have been praying for, y'all. That was one huge answered prayer for that man to be in church today. Just short of a miracle. Now, we kind of got out of there early because, again, you know, but we were there long enough to find out that that's who that was. And I'm like, that's wonderful. Well, Benny, the friend of this man, he got up and kind of like gave a short testimony because Benny had gone to the doctor this past week and they had to run tests on his heart or whatever. And I know I'm skipping a lot of details here, but while he was there having his examination checked, I don't know the technical words for all this, but all I know is they put some kind of dye in him to check his heart, his valves, or whatever. And when they did that, Benny said that my heart just started going crazy. And he says, and I thought they were about to reach for those paddles to shock him. But they didn't. But whatever, it was good. It all turned out good. And even the doctor said, I am so glad you are alive. So that might not have made a lick of sense to any of y'all listening to this. But Benny was a bit emotional this morning. And he says, y'all, this was a miracle. It was a miracle. And he said that at the beginning of the service. I didn't realize, again, until the last of the service, because Tim said from the pulpit, our preacher, he said, we are so happy to see that Gary is here with us in church today. And I went, oh, really? That's who that is? I'm like, that is absolutely wonderful. And I did tell Benny on the way out, I said, you know what? We didn't hear or see or witness one miracle. I said, we saw two. I said, for you and for what happened with you at the doctor's visit this past week and your friend being. I'm sorry, y'all. I think a gnat just flew in my mouth. Oh, well. I'm sorry about that. Anyways. Yeah. So, I'm telling y'all this. Don't give up. Don't give up. God is listening to your prayers, and He will answer. He may not answer you He may not answer you today. Y'all, we live in a society, we live in a world where we want it now. We want it today. But sometimes God makes us wait. And He makes us wait for a divine reason. So, if it's whatever your prayer is, and you feel like giving up, I'm here to encourage you not to. Okay? Not to. Prayer is an amazing thing. And there's this saying, and some of y'all might have heard it: God is still on his throne, and prayer changes things. Y'all have already been through so much. We're here in what, the middle of November now? And from the beginning of this year to this point, I have been through a lot. And I know I'm not alone. I am not alone. But if I'm a living testimony, I will tell you that. I'm a living testimony that God does answer prayers. And it's like I said earlier in the video that I posted this morning. Sometimes God allows things to happen to slow us down, to think. And I've said this before in other videos. If I can use this platform here to bring God honor and glory and praise, hello, I'm going to do it. Because without him, I can do nothing. But with him, all things are possible. So keep trusting, y'all, and keep believing. Even when you think there's no light at the end of the tunnel, there is light. There is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? And isn't it funny? We call the sun that gives us light the sun. And there's the sun that gives us light. Ever think about that? Yeah. So, that's what I wanted to say. And I guess I'm going to pop off here and go post it and see if it'll get loaded today. Maybe some of y'all might need to hear that. Okay? We will catch you later, Lord willing.